Okay. Hey everyone. So I guess it's working now. I wanted to try something different and I've basically set up my own Restream solution based on my own Nginx server and my own proxy. So we'll see how that goes. I only hope it won't like diverge between YouTube and Twitch too much. But basically what I wanted to do is that I've fixed the little thingy I was doing yesterday. I basically had an issue with Rocky Linux after I removed the swap partition from it. And we can just verify that I have 64 gigs of RAM at the moment and no swap, because I've basically removed it. If needed, I have a lot more memory available on hand, so that's not a problem. But anyway, what I wanted to try out today, and maybe just to get myself motivated, I thought it might be a good idea to try and actually do something with the models available from Hugging Face. And I think currently the hottest one is the Grok by the Elon Musk. The problem is I'm not sure I have enough space, because it basically is a shitload of files. But we can try. We can definitely try. But since this is a default CentOS, not CentOS, Rocky Linux installation, it has partitioned me to root and home. And the first thing I need to do actually is that I need to extend at least the root partition. Or I can just create a new one. What do I have available actually? So I have 640 gigabytes of space available. And that's already under this partition. The only thing I need, I can just create additional LVM volume. And that might be the easiest thing to do at the moment. So we can try doing that. I just need to, as always, LVM create volume. I always need to look up this stuff. I always forget that. I mean, I know it's LV create, but when it comes to full syntax, it's always fuzzy. We have the volume group. Yes, this is exactly what I want. So my volume group is RL. You can just name it opt. Swap signature. Yeah, because it basically, I removed the swap partition and it basically started to swap, so that's to be expected. Okay, I hate this name. LV remove, dev mapper. Yep, and let's create it again. And let's just call it opt. Great. Now we need to make file system. Let's go with XFS. And now we can mount dev rl opt under our opt. I haven't checked that though. Unmount opt, is it empty though? It has something. Has some NVIDIA stuff. Yeah, because I have basically everything installed and ready for an SMI. I have currently one GPU connected to the VM. I can have 3 more if needed, but I think one will do for now. Hmm. Oh, I think I can just maybe do it this way and make directory and call it, let's say, AI, and we can just mount. No, that would feel dirty. So maybe I'll just move the... Nah, it's root, so I can just move it for now. And now, is it empty? It is. So now we can mount. Now it will copy all the stuff. I'll still need to remember to add it to the FS tab. Okay. You know, it's just basic housekeeping tasks. Yeah, I think that's done. Vim etc FS tab. We can just verify with mount A. Everything works fine. FS tab is fine. Okay, so now one other thing I should do is within that up directory, now I can create, let's call it the AI directory, but I will change the ownership to my non-root user. Cool. So now I can go into the AI and I can actually start copying the AI. And usually it's really... Czemu Polak gada po angielsku? Po pierwsze trenuje angielski, a po drugie jakoś tak wolę jednak po angielsku. A czy mogę po polsku? To nie jest problem. Ale staram się kierować do jak najszerszej grupy odbiorców wszystko. Okay. So this might be a dual language stream. It might be either in Polish and in English. A, spoko, dzięki. Znaczy wiesz, jak chcesz, to mogę i po polsku. Sporo twórców jest takich, że albo po angielsku, albo po niemiecku, albo po angielsku, albo jakiś inny język. Dobra, ale chyba tutaj zrobię VN2. I think I'll just make virtual environment for the Python stuff here. Oh, okay, but I'm in the grok directory, so where should I put the VN Maybe not in the Git repository. I don't really want to bother with Git and switching branches and stuff like that. I mean, in theory, I should create separate virtual environments for every model I try out. I mean, I don't have to, it's just easier that way. Source vn bin activate. Much easier this way. Now we can execute pip install without any fears. And maybe pip install upgrade pip. I mean, this grok will take a while to actually download. Do I have Tmux? I do. Great. I mean, I don't really remember how big that model is. Grok 1 model size. Yeah, parameters. That's cool. But the down to earth size. Because I'm not sure. Oh, okay, I don't have the server connected via 10 or 100 gig. It's just a single gigabit connection. So it might take a while to download. And meanwhile, we could try some other models. I mean, definitely when I be at work, either tomorrow or the day after, I need to connect this server via 10 gig at least. Because I actually seriously haven't thought of that. And that it might take, like, this much time just downloading models. Yeah, I mean, I always wanted to try this one. And I know it can be used with the Comfy UI. It's just that Comfy UI, from what I've seen, either works with some models right out of the box or it doesn't. And all of those models have pretty neat examples of how to work with them with just pure Python. So I can try just doing that. Yeah, required libraries only in pip and example script. Okay. Yeah, now is it only just to verify Hugging Face CLI download, blah blah blah. Okay, so it's basically GitFS, I think, interface. Let me maybe just start another fresh session just to be sure, because I don't really want to deactivate my environment in that previous session. Oh yeah. No, wait. What a brain freeze. But I've actually never needed the sudo though. Python free mvenv venv. Let's just call it venv. No space left on it. Okay, so we've run out of space this quickly. Or is it just reserved? Why only 8 gigs? What the fuck? Okay, cancel, cancel. What the hell? Why only 8 gigs? Let me just clear every setting and... Why do I only have 8 gigs on this LVM volume? Oh, maybe I haven't extended the volume group first. That seems to be the case. And first of all, my physical volume group. Oh, Jesus. Yep. You know, that LSBLK definitely confused me when I first saw it. Yeah, so PV extend, I'm... volume group extend. Add physical volumes to a volume group. I don't want to add volumes. I want to actually extend the space. I really haven't done that in a while. Yeah, the red hat might give me... Oh, actual article. Nice. Add one or more initialized physical volumes. Yeah, I mean, first I need to extend the physical volume group, LVM extend PVE. Oh yeah, PVE is the same for Proxmox, so maybe full name. I mean, I've done this. I've fixed the partition table. Hooray! Yep, so I've basically missed only this. I mean, maybe not only. Yeah, okay, now it sees the available space on the volume group also. And now we have, yes, 500 gigabytes of new free space on our opt partition. Great. Jesus, that really was something I've completely forgotten about. Okay, first, source, virtual env bin activate again. And do I have the command in my history? I don't, so I can just copy it again from here. Extended file size. Okay, it's trying to cache. I mean, so stupid. I mean, it's trying to cache some stuff on my home directory, which is basically very thin and doesn't have a lot of space available. Not sure why it's even trying to do that. Oh, it failed. Why? No space left on the device. This is bullshit because I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to use my home as a fucking cache. Don't do that. Download directly, you fucking idiot. Huggingface CLI. Disable cache. I mean, it's not really cache. I mean... Okay, first of all... because sadly in Tmux... it's annoying to scroll. Yes. Yeah, why are you doing this? Don't do that. Why? Why are this stupid? I mean, I know how to apply a quick fix to that. It's just that why would anyone even consider that a remotely good idea? I mean, yeah, I don't think this cache is used in the same way the download cache is. This is, I think, actual cache for the models. I mean, I get why they have cache. I just think that using it for download is just is really terrible. Yeah, okay. It seems to work now after I've explicitly told it that the cache is elsewhere. But you know, I would rather have this running in Tmux. Mm, yep. So let me go back to my home directory, go to the hidden cache, and let's delete the hugging face. So many things you need to do before you even start doing anything remotely close to not even AI development, just to be able to use those damn models. Okay. Yeah, no left space on the device, obviously. Okay. By the way, how does it look from the Proxmox side of the things? The disk I/O and network traffic. Yeah, so we are definitely hitting the upper boundary of what's available to me at the moment. Even in the server overview, I mean, I have our average, and I think that the network traffic is a bit broken. Not sure why. Oh, yeah, I know why. Because this server has a very, very weird quirk where it basically can have randomized network interface names. And my working theory, and by the way, just to like combat that, I've made like one statically named, basically gave it an alias. But my working definition is that my working theory is that this server has 4 CPUs, and I think that it has PCI Express switch on the motherboard, which causes it to have some sort of a race condition whenever there are some plugged in PCIe peripherals, not necessarily GPUs, or maybe GPUs even too. And basically, then the PCI Express is routed to, let's say, random nearest CPU, which means that sometimes in the system, the network-based schema, the path may change, and thus the network interface name may change. So this is why I've had to create an alias for the interface name, and maybe Proxmox doesn't know how to actually read the network traffic data based on that alias. I mean, even in the network tab, it says that the type is unknown. And I think that it may be due to the fact that the LAN 0 is not something that's expected in a regex. It may be just looking for NO and NAS or ETH or whatever, but not for the LAN. And I specifically wanted to pick up an interface name that will not collide with anything else. Yeah, I mean, while this server is downloading that grok model in the background, I mean, this VM is downloading that model, it's definitely way less responsible. Not responsible, sorry, responsive. I mean, if it's like hundreds of gigabits, then this may take a while. Or hundreds of gigabytes. Then on a single gigabit connection, even at full speed, it might take an hour or so. This is why I'll try to at least start doing something with this model. Oh yeah, I forgot about one little thing. So my chat on the stream is only the Twitch chat, but I'm having a simultaneous stream on the YouTube, which, like I said at the beginning, I'm doing the restreaming all by myself with my own Nginx server and RTMP restreamer settings. But I've completely forgotten about the double chat, or actually how to set it on. Maybe not how to, I have it. I have it ready. Yeah, exactly. Exactly this. Yeah, I guess like I can leave it for now and just switch back and forth in case I'll actually chat with someone on the either of those chats. I mean, just installing the PyTorch does install quite a lot of hefty dependencies. You know what? I think I'll use this downloading opportunity to just have a quick bio break. Be right back, fellas. And back. Just curious, how are we doing with space? I think even if we run out, it won't be soon. Okay, am I stupid or something? Yeah, I am. It cloned everything that quickly. Oh, Yes. Yeah, I forget that if you don't have LFS installed, it just keeps downloading the big files. And I think I remember doing that, and it wasn't as simple as just doing the git LFS install. Yep. Once per user account, so it's not even root dependent. Okay, so as I expected. Yeah, exactly. So I think I first needed this. And now we may not even need that, but okay. Git LFS install. Thank you. So let's try that again. Yeah, definitely takes a bit longer now. Oh, it has to download 7 gigs of the safe tensors. And you know what? Just for the sake of it being done definitely faster, I can just pause this and let this download quicker. Yeah, it still needs a while. I mean, 7 gigs. Not this. Transfer speed calc. There is this nice website, so we can just check. 7, I mean, approximately. At 1 gigabit, but yeah, but we are not doing full gigabit. Yeah, definitely not 120 at the best. I mean, it still should be quite fast. Yeah, turns out that it slows down a bit. So at 25, which is more expected, especially since those are not SSD disks that I have in the server, those are HDD spinning plates. But anyway, it should be done really soon. Yeah, I mean, if I could, I would definitely upgrade everything I have to either SSD or NVMe. But it's so costly, especially now. The NVMe prices just skyrocketed. And the funny thing is, a lot of people said that to me last year. I mean, it feels like everybody knew this, but it's not like they prepared for that. Because especially, let's be frank, if you are just buying 1 terabyte NVMe, then you just buy 1 terabyte NVMe. It doesn't matter if it costs $100 or $120. You just buy it. The problem is if you want to try and buy either something bigger or on a larger scale, if you want to buy 4 or more, then you know that $20 makes a difference because you can either buy one at the bigger price now, or you could just basically have a extra one for free if you just bought it at its cheapest. I mean, it's the most common counter argument whenever anybody asks me why I don't have NVMe's or SSDs on my servers. I mean, they're really costly, especially if you want to get something that's bigger than 1 or 2 terabytes. It really costs a shitload of money. Oh, okay. It seems like it's downloaded, so we can actually try and do something. At least try the readme example. Example script for generating images. I mean, this is a messy setup for sure. Do I need to fix any paths? I mean, I think I most definitely need to fix them. How does it work? Import torch, diffusers. Load the Vey component. Do I need to download something extra? Made by Allin. Yeah, I mean, it definitely feels like something I need to download additionally. Yep. How big is that? That's actually a good question. Not that big. I maybe do need to fix the pathing a bit. Okay, and we can actually fix the path here also. So what will it do? It will do image, and I think this will only give us an actual image variable. It won't save it to a file. So for that, we need to modify the script. But before we do that, let's just try running it. You know what, actually? No, it's actually doing something on the GPU. I mean, the only thing I can say is that I hope that this 12 gigs of VRAM won't be some sort of a choke point. Yeah, we can see our application and we can see that it definitely is doing something. You know, I might do, if this example works, and if I, let's say, manage to save that to a file, and just, check this, I might do a short break for dinner, and then I might come back and we can try making a simple website that will basically be an interface for this. I think we're definitely good on the memory. I do wonder how it works when you have multiple GPUs. In a single system, can you somehow load balance? Or maybe does it know by itself that it has this GPU free and it just runs on the other GPU? It's really fun to also see the power usage statistics. Makes you think about how good that it's not hosted at your home. This is a one-time only operation, I hope. While it's doing that, by the way, Python 3 save image to file. Do we have to use pillows library? It's sad that this doesn't have any sort of hyperparameters, model comparison. Hey, hey CB. 100% utilization. I wonder if the cache is if it's still migrating cache or is it actually doing something else? No, it was actually doing something else. Okay. Cool. I mean, it does take a really long time to do anything. By the way, it uses pipe stable diffusion pipeline. I might just check. PyTorch save image because it may have some sort of its own function to do that. Save a given tensor into image file. I mean, the question is, I mean, this is why Python is so because I'm not sure what type of data is this, what sort of variable type. And I hope that I won't have to wait every single time I make some sort of modifications to this. Save image. Pipe images 0. Save image tensor, file path, binary format none. From torch vision util save image. That sounds like a winner for me. The question is whether I have the torch vision installed. But we can try and doing exactly that. So once again, maybe let's clear the viewport a bit. Yeah, no module found named pip install torch vision. I hope it won't collide with anything. Okay, it's installed. Okay, it seems to be doing something. I mean, it's really taking a while. I mean, it says 3 minutes. So it basically takes 3 minutes at 100% to generate this image. By the way, let's continue downloading the Elon Musk's Grok. I mean, I do have to say that this whole AI thingy went over my head. And I'm just like starting to get a at least practical experience with it now. I do say that I'm not really as excited about AI as some people are. It does have some applications, but you know, If you ask me, it's similar as email and traditional post offices. It's not like email killed post. And I think it will be similar with AI. The craze will last for either year to maybe more. And then we'll see. It needs to try and stand the it basically needs to endure for at least some extended time period. My god, it really is taking some time. I haven't. I need to. I mean, I need to see at least maybe when it will be saved. Maybe I'm trying to generate this image in some absurd resolution. Okay, you know what? I might because it might be confusing for some people. I might just fix this here and maybe do it like this. And then it's called display capture 2. Oh, sweet. Okay, we can leave like this. God damn, this really takes a long time. I really expected the generation to be faster, but it turns out you actually need the latest and greatest to actually do this in at least anything close to real time. I can imagine that. I mean, I can calculate the cost of this alone. Even with this, let's say it's only 200 watts, then 200 watts times 4 minutes times your kilowatt hour price basically gives you how much it costs you in just pure electricity alone. And I mean the pure electricity of only the GPU to generate the image. Oh, it's pillows image. So, sadly, we'll be doing that again. Thankfully, it's just a pillows image. So it's just that. Oh, so it should be enough if I just do save. The last time I stressed my Nvidia GPU, my hard drive got wiped. Lol, some weird Steam bug ended up in a kernel panic. That's a really thing to happen. That's some really ghost stuff, I would say. Ghost hunter stuff. Okay, sadly, here we go again. I mean, Nvidia does I think has some stuffs like your warranty is void if you stress test your GPU, at least with full mark or stuff like that. So you need to be careful around that, unless you really know what you're doing. Because you might stress test and everything could be fine, but just having bad airflow or bad case that just pumps those temperatures just a tiny bit higher might give you a bad time. I wonder if this speed has something to do with the storage being slow. Because maybe it's not being able to feed the GPU with data fast enough. But it has GPU utilization 100%, so the fun is only at 50%. I mean, doing all of this reminds me that I need to upgrade my GPU, even though today's video from Gamer Nexus basically said that if you have 180 Ti, you are not that bad, but I have 160, which means I am in a tiny worse situation. I'm still not sure whether I should wait for the 5000 series or just grab something from this generation of Nvidia cards, because I know that I definitely want Nvidia at least. Not sure what model, but I know I want Nvidia. I mean, truth to be told, I wouldn't really be so focused on Nvidia if I didn't want to dabble with AI and GPU calculations, especially that sometimes it is a little work related. If it weren't for that, I would go for the Radeon because it's better, let's say, price to performance. It's more competitive pricing. But since that's not the only factor, my hands are basically tied. I would even consider going for the Intel. I've seen some really interesting stuff about Intel and their graphic cards. I just sure hope that Intel won't just throw the towel after 2 or 3 years and just say, fuck it, we're not really in the GPU business anymore. It is a long game if you are trying to bite that piece of cake, the GPU cake. Okay. Supposedly it's finished. What about AMD cards for AI and deep learning stuff? I mean, they definitely can do that. No one said they can't. It's just that at the moment, NVIDIA, I mean, not really at the moment, but for the past at least 8 to 10 years, NVIDIA basically knocked everything out from the park with the CUDA framework, which is pretty amazing, that they managed to basically create a framework so successful. Everybody for the past 8 or 10 years just tries to intimidate it. And at this point, many things must have a support of being able to compute to their native code, or at least to the CUDA code. So this is how big the NVIDIA and CUDA is. And there's a lot of tools already being written in CUDA. And if you, let's say, have a Radeon card, unless you have some specific task for it to perform, or specific algorithm, or you already have some code written for it, then you need to rewrite code. And you wouldn't believe how often this is like a no-go when it comes to buying hardware. If buying hardware comes with the necessity of rewriting code, then in big institutions or in big installations, then most often definitely it's a no-go. I'm not sure how it's currently with Radeon, because when I was doing my master thesis, I think 6 or 7 years ago, I've basically compared the NVIDIA and Radeon, and back then the Radeon was more like a vector processing based, and the NVIDIA had its own CUDA stuff which worked differently. It could be seen in some workloads, in some GPU workloads, like let's say not game related. It could be seen that Radeon is actually a bit better. But what's actually going on currently, I have no idea. Everybody tries to come up with their own AI accelerator. There are even companies that don't, I mean, they never wanted to build GPUs, they just build AI accelerators. I'm not sure how NVIDIA feels when designing the GPUs, when they have to find the best of both worlds. And by that I mean the AI world and the gaming common user world. I mean, it's quite interesting to basically ask them how they feel about that. Like, does one hinder the other, or does one actually help the other? What's my path? Opt AI image 1 PNG. Okay, supposedly we have our image. Let me go and open it. I hope it won't be dicks. Holy shit. You see this? It actually delivered pretty amazing result. Do you know what we need? We definitely need a web UI for that. I mean, it did take like 3 minutes to generate, but goddamn, that's a good result. It's an 830 by 1260 and 24-bit depth. Can I give it like a higher resolution, or is this the best it can do? By the way, how's our Grok model? It's downloading. I mean, fuck me, that's pretty amazing result right from the get-go. I think they've had supported resolutions here. Okay, square, they basically have them by aspect ratio. I mean, they say they support, but let's try and do that with in full HD, and let's see how bad can this go. I mean, it will either throw an error. Okay, does the finger count is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's fine. I mean, it may either go tits up or I hope it won't hang indefinitely. I mean, it already says 10 minutes, so I guess it's already approximating stuff to some capacity. I mean, I have to say I'm pretty impressed. Though I think there is some room for improvement because it takes like 5 minutes to generate that. It just makes me wonder whether the online services that do that have that powerful hardware, or maybe they have some crazily optimized models. You know what? Actually, this gives me, I mean, just to play around, but I might talk with my colleagues at work in the data center, and I may ask them to allow me to try out, because we have a GPU cluster. I might ask them for permission to try it out on some actual serious big boy GPUs. And we may not have the latest and greatest, but I think we have V100s, the previous generation of 100s NVIDIA GPUs, and just try and benchmark how it works over there. And we actually have NVMe storage there, NVMe over Fabric, I think. So it has at least a potential to be faster. The question is, how much faster? And the other thing I need to test is that if I add GPUs to this VM, if I do that, how much faster, or would it be able to split the workloads in between GPUs? I don't think so. I think that it will be bound to a single GPU. But if you can like launch 4 of those simultaneously, I do have to say that it's done a pretty good job of shading the image even. I mean, this looks a bit weird, but you know, it depends on the context of the scene. I am really interested in how broken the full HD can be. I also need to ask my girlfriend how to set up the OBS so it has music playing on the other track, because that way I won't have to risk whole stream, whole VOD getting muted, and then I can have something playing for you while we wait, because this is basically a waiting game now. But like I said, let's have this one generated, let's see what it will come out of it, and then I'll take a quick dinner break. And when I'll come back, we'll try and create a quick web UI for that. Yeah, I remember trying to upscale an image to some crazy resolution, but my RTX 3050 straight up throwed me an error after a while. Yeah, I mean, the 50 series cards, I mean, first of all, they are not very good. I don't think they've ever been. They're like the cheap version of a cheap version cards, especially with NVIDIA series. It might just have very little VRAM, or might just not support a lot of tech stuff. I mean, just interesting. Just a question. My GPU, which is basically, oh my god, it's as old as my master's thesis, has 6 gigabytes of memory. Okay, so it's not a lot. I really want an RTX graphics card though. I mean, NVIDIA, aside from the CUDA and stuff, has very interesting solutions when it comes to NVIDIA broadcast and similar interesting things. AMD has their own thingy that's basically like it, but from my experience, it works like shit. It basically doesn't work at all. Yeah, I think it's the AMD noise suppression. Noise, not nose, sorry. At this point with my home server, I'm also interested in getting something maybe for GPU acceleration for my home server. Because I'm really like, I've kind of hit a wall when I've started building my media library, and it turned out that, you know, it's 2024, and while I might understand that you might need to remux between different containers like MP4 or MKV, you still need to basically re-encode stuff on the fly for some devices that might not support H264 codec, which is just baffling to me that, you know, a TV or a phone or a tablet might just not support a codec this old. I can understand that it might choke on bitrate or on a resolution, but just a codec. Wait, is your Win11 set up in a VM? No, so this is just my PC, but I have a server. I have a server at work that's a Proxmox virtual environment. It's called Little Boy, and it has 4 physical CPUs. It has a terabyte of RAM, and it has some sort of HDD space. But it also has 4 NVIDIA GPUs, which can be seen here. I've just mapped them for convenience. So I'm only connecting from my Windows at home via SSH to the server at work. Can I Oh, sorry, this is only a VM. So for this VM, so for this VM, by the way, which is basically Rocky 9, I have assigned 4 virtual cores and 64 gigs of RAM and 640 gigs of drive space. That I could definitely give it more. If needed, though. Okay, this I can close. No, I'm not running any of this on my home PC. I have such an old GPU at home that's frankly kind of embarrassing to say that, but like I said, I've watched the Gamers Nexus, and Gamer Nexus is the YouTuber if you want to be in the know with the latest hardware and upgrades. Gamers Nexus, basically the tech Jesus. And he basically said that he still has the 1080 Ti at his home rig in 2024. I have a 1060, but still, it's like a 7 or 8-year-old GPU at this point. Okay, it seems like we are halfway there. %. I also really like how just simple those scripts are to basically launch those AI models. Definitely what I would like to have is a web UI, even a simple one, but let's say just dedicated to this single model. And the next step would be for me to learn how to additionally train this model if I wanted to specialize in something more precise when it comes to this image generation. Because those models are fine, but what's always been interesting me is how well can you additionally train an AI model? Almost done. I wonder how to handle this in the web UI because those are really, really long waiting times. There has to be some sort of asynchronous mechanism implemented in order to have a smooth experience. Oh, 30 seconds, almost there, almost done. So it took 15 minutes. Yeah, let's let's buckle up and let's see what sort of AI nightmares will be presented to us. It's interesting that it also seems to have a larger iterations per second count. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, it's done. Okay, copy image to. Hey, it's not bad. I mean, it kinda is. This ear is basically, let's say doubled. There seems to be one ear here, and this one seems to be melting away. So I think it does. Your results may vary. There's like a 15-minute of waiting, and your results may vary. It may just not be able to generate consistent results over this many pixels. Oh, sorry. So those are our results, and together those were like 20 minutes of GPU processing, which is, I would say, depending on the context, a lot and not a lot. This ear just cracks me up. There has to be some sort of considerations or inbuilt fixes in the model to just handle the supported aspect ratios and dimensions. I think they even just say so that they support only specific dimensions and the resolutions. So there have to be an inbuilt fix or just something that makes it good when generated in those frames. Okay, so like I said, I'm taking a small dinner break and I'll be back in an hour or two. So if you're interested, leave a follow, leave a subscription, and I hope I'll see you later. See ya.